Yeah, okay. I'm a senior group manager at PepsiCo on the business process transformation team, and I'm responsible for three of the teams which are developing supply chain planning and execution tools and systems. Yeah, I think that risk is increasing. If we just kind of look around today, we can see that everybody is saying cash and king is king. Whenever there's a liquidity crunch, cash becomes much more precious, and businesses need to protect it because, after all, the primary or the most important thing that a business can do is to try to ensure its survival. So I would say that that's one of the things that's imminent and immediate for businesses is that liquidity crunch, and a lot of businesses have gotten caught with too much capital tied up in inventory, and in some ways too much capital tied up in overcapacity. So if we kind of look at the auto industry, there's capacity to make about 75 million cars a year, and that's about 20% excess of what it appears that they're going to be selling in the near-term future. So whenever I see an auto manufacturer saying they're going to put in a new plant, I'm wondering, are they going to cannibalize their own business or somebody else's? They all assume that they're going to gain share and cannibalize somebody else's, but as Toyota found out, that going after market share can have a high penalty. It's not always a positive thing. One of the tools that one of my teams is developing is a multi-echelon inventory optimizer. We've always done statistical optimization of our inventories, but in a more static fashion. Now we're doing it in a real-time dynamic fashion, which we re-optimize across all the echelons in the network and have the ability to execute our tactical capacity sourcing, which plant sources to which DC, respecting those changing inventories to meet the changing demand and changing cost factors across our network. So that's on the kind of the working capital side. On the fixed capital side, we take a pretty long point of view in investing in fixed capital. We consider that sort of a multi-generational or maybe a lifetime decision. And I think that's possibly one of the things that hurt the auto industry is they fail to realize that there's the fluctuation in the business cycle. So we'll build the capacity that we know we can fill, and we'll use some types of outsourcing or other types of support to minimize the risk when things go a little softer. I think that one of the other things that there's been a big push on reducing procurement costs over the last 2 decades, and some businesses may have inadvertently pushed their suppliers to the wall, and so their supply risk could come from not their liquidity crunch, but their supplier's liquidity crunch, especially if it's a key supplier. I think that it's incumbent upon businesses to ensure that they maintain the flexibility looking forward by developing their strategy teams with the roles to think and plan both upside and downside opportunities as well as the risks, and to look at the multiple scenarios with a planned response so that they're not just looking at contingency but also business continuity plans.